Hey there, I just want to give you a quick rundown of how I am using shots fired in combination with Touch Portal to automate OBS for me while I'm playing a game during my stream. Now, I'll kind of give you a look here at my shots fired. This shows you all of the different sequences that I've created. And basically what these sequences do is they will trigger in my OBS a text element. Now these text elements in OBS are empty. There's no actual text in them. And basically all they are there for is to kind of help communicate between shots fired and Touch Portal. So what happens is, say that we go into a pregame, shots fired gets the information from Overwolf, and then it then will hit the pregame trigger. And basically what happens is when you hit the pregame trigger, Touch Portal, which is this program here, will see that the pregame trigger has been made visible. And when that pregame trigger is made visible, you can see that it lights up. And then what it does, it is Touch Portal will go into OBS, and I'll show you that here. And it will activate the filters here that it needs to in order to move the elements that it's moving in or on or off the screen, or up and down on the screen, things like that. And that's basically how I'm moving my elements throughout this on the screen right now. I'm sure there may be easier ways to do this, maybe some more efficient ways. Hopefully, with the update for shots fired that's coming up, which I'm excited about, be able to simplify this process. But for now, this is how I have to do it. There's also other triggers here that you'll notice on my shots fired for the different maps in Valorant. So say that we are playing on Fracture. Well, when that information is sent by Overwolf through shots fired will initiate the map trigger for that, which is actually down here. So you'll notice there's Fracture here, and it will trigger that. And what that does is I have a scene just for maps, and basically Touch Portal goes through and it makes every map invisible except for that one, except for Fracture. Excuse me. And then when the match is ready to start and Overwolf sends that through shots fired, then it will trigger what is called trigger here, and then Touch Portal will see that, and it will activate the move filters that will move the map in, the KDA box, my camera up and back in, and then my shows up, because on Valorant there's information at the bottom that you want visible to the viewer. So that's kind of a basic rundown of how the elements move. Now I'm going to kind of give you an idea of how the KDA system works. Now, how the KDA system works is each time there is and you'll look here on my shots fired, I've got events for those. Each time one of those events happen, it will basically make visible one of the triggers in OBS. So say that we get a kill, which I'll just activate it here, so we get a kill. Text Portal will see that, and it will say, hey, this has been triggered one time. I'll write that to a text file, and then the text file is read by OBS and is put in as a graphic on the screen. Same thing with death triggers, assist triggers, and headshot trigger events. So And then either by command from my Stream Deck or through, whether or not we tell that the game is over, it'll do a KDA reset, which will reset everything back to 0. And then when the game is over, it will trigger the game end or the main menu, which will move the game elements out that we're no longer using and bring the other elements back in, so we're back to where we're started. Now I'm going to go through a quick death match here just to kind of give you an idea, and I'm going to leave the triggers up here so that you can kind of see how each of these triggers affects what happens on the stream. Now, if it takes a minute, I'll go ahead and pause the recording, but I'll restart it once we start.
Match found.
Okay, so once the pre-game starts, and that should happen when we're in this screen here, you'll notice that it hits the pre-game trigger. It's already selected the map for us, and when the match actually starts, it'll bring in
deathmatch,
the KDA counter, the map, and it'll bring my camera up and in, and also bring my socials up. That way, all of the information is seen. And you'll notice that as events happen, such as kills, deaths, assists, things like that, those triggers are going off, and that's getting counted by touch control and put into a text file that's being read by OBS and put as a graphics. And the only thing I have yet to figure out is how to reset the KDA counter once we go from the warm-up to the actual match. And if you have information on how to actually do that, I would love to for you to share that with me, because I would love to not have to actually manually reset that. Right now, it does it at the end of the game because there's an actual trigger for that. And but in events like an escalation or a death match, I actually have to manually redo it because it's not going to be correct when the match actually starts. So I'll hit my KDA reset button and it resets my KDA. But yeah, you can see those triggers hit as events occur. So whenever someone kills that brimstone, you'll see that I will get an assist for that.
Tango down.
So, this kind of gives you a basic idea of how I have everything running together so that I can sit and play. I don't have to worry about hitting a button anytime I get a kill or anytime I die or anytime I get an assist, which I'm probably not going to know anytime I get an assist anyway. Also, it will count the headshots for me as well. So, yeah. And I won't go through a whole death match. I'll go ahead and leave just to kind of let you see what happens when the game actually ends. It pulls everything out and puts everything back to the way it was before and resets the KDA counter. So anyway, that's how I'm using Shots Fired in combination with Touch Portal and OBS in order to be able to automate my my stream as I'm playing. And hopefully that inspires you as well with your own ideas. And if you have any ideas for me or anything you want to share or any questions, just let me know. I'm always happy to learn. I'm always happy to teach. So, yeah, thanks for watching.